Hello there, I'm Sean Greasley and welcome to another edition of our Visual Basic tutorials. In this tutorial I'm going to be discussing drives and file folders and directory folders within Visual Basic. You may have noticed these before. Here's the file list box, here's the dir list box, and here's the drive list box. Very self-explanatory once you exactly put them on the form and see what they do. And there we go. So what this is doing here, we want to combine the drive control with the folder control and the file control. So let's see. So if we currently view the program and say I want to go onto this drive, this isn't updating itself. It's still on the C drive, as you can see. I want to go in the H drive, but still on the C drive. Also, if I go in this folder, this isn't updating itself. So we need to establish a link between this and this in order for them all to work as a family, really. So upon drive 1 change, which is what we want to say that dir1 is the list of the folders, .path equals drive1.path. So that when we establish this here, we can click back up. Oh, sorry, path is not a member of drive 1. Okay, I think it's somewhere around here. There we go, drive. So what we're doing here, upon changing drive 1, we want to say that dir path is the drive1.drive. So that when we go into the H drive, for example, it's updating this here like so, H drive, C drive. Now we need to establish interaction between the folders and the files. There's no need to establish a connection between these two. It's these two next. So upon dir1.change, we want to say that file1.path is equal to dir1.path. Press play, so we can then go on the H drive, for example, and go into the German folder and look in all different folders like so. So we've now established a connection between all three components using only 2 lines of code, which seem quite obvious, really. So maybe you want to use this operation here to save a text file, say multi-line true. So let's have a look at this. So if we save our project, we've got like a combo box here of our drives. We've got a file and folders one here, and we've got a couple of text boxes there as well. So if we have a drive, our folders, and we've got our files like so. We can then inbuild this into this if we'd like. So let's create text 1 here, and a button saying save. We'll just shrink this up a little. Lovely. Now, in order to save the contents of text 1 into a file, open, let's say, we want to open the target location of all these combined. So we can say, let's store this in a variable for starters. So file location is equal to drive1 dot path, drive, and plus, and should do it, dir1.path and file1.path. Now let's firstly display this into a message box and see what we get. We've got C WinDrive, then we've got C program files, VB-98, C programs. So what we've got, it's repeating itself twice. So this obviously returns the drive name with the label. This returns the path and also this. So we can have either the dir1 path or the file path. So let's set the file location to this. And we need to specify the name of our file when we save it. And we'll call that file name. So we'll have file name equals file name.text. Okay. I think we've renamed it the same as the text box. So we'll say var file name. Okay. Now we want to open a combination of file location and backslash and var file name for output as 1. Now let's think. File location, it returns the location of where you want to store your file, but it doesn't include that last backslash in order to tag your file name on the end of it. So if we have a look, let's debug those two. Shift F8. So file location equals C program files Microsoft Visual Studio, but there's no backslash at the end of that. And if we look at var file name, it's just text2. That's all it is. So we need to add that backslash, which is vital for our file to save properly here. And the usual output statement, print 1. Then we want to obviously print the contents of our text file and close it afterwards when we've finished. So let's give this a whirl. So I want to store something in my C drive, and I want to call it VB.txt, and I want to put inside it hello that. Save. You may want to put a message box at the end of this. It might be pretty handy. And if we close it down and open it up, go back in our C drive, we can see that VB.txt has been added. Let's go into here, C drive. Hello, my name is Sean Greeley. Lovely. There's an alternative method of the common dialog control. Obviously you have more flexibility over this method. You then could wish to integrate the shell into this, so if you double click any of these, they can open up, for example, using our shell tutorial. So you could say, let's have a look, shell file1 dot path and file1 dot, I think it'll be the list, yes, list, and we want list index in here, if I remember rightly. VB normal focus. Let's try that. File not found. Visual Studio 98. Ah, there we go. We've missed that all important backslash out. Right. I don't want to open anything that I can't get rid of. So we've got the file path, which is the C drive. We've got the file name, which is that. Here's another problem we're facing here. If we add a backslash in and we're trying to access something on the root drive, say C, then you've got two instances of backslashes. This is what's messy about using drive controls. It works. One works when you're accessing root drives, one works when you're not. I've come up with a method how to fix this, but it's very long-winded using text cutting and things. So C drive and a file list index is VCP. Sorry, file list 1.list index is VPP. Okay, I think that the it's being a bit buggy as we're not using it through the common dialog control. So as you can see, let's shift effect that. Sorry, take that off the debugger. Okay. So the file path is oh, sorry, I haven't put the file.list file 1.list index. So what we're opening here is the file path plus the item in the file list, and we're returning the index number of that file. So if we say boot ini, we're saying the path is C and the file 1.list brackets file 1.list index is boot ini, because file 1.list index returns the index value. Say that one's 0, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. List index returns the current value of the list in the item, and that's equal to boot.ini. That's equal to // but it's not actually opening the file for some strange reason. And if we type it in directly, it doesn't matter whatever we press, then the shell command, the common dialog control must cushion some kind of mechanism into its retrieval process for shell to actually execute those. It's not liking it as it stands. There's another thing, let's assign a variable. Sometimes this works, but I'm pretty sure it's a weird bug. I'm not quite understanding it, but if anyone has a solution to this, then please let me know, and I'll put you on the home page for this. Yeah, it's not liking it at all, is it? Oh, anyway, let me know if you can find a solution for that, and I'd love to hear about it and upgrade this tutorial. But as you can see, the general mechanism behind the drive controls, you link them together. You can then use the location to save the file. For some reason it's not letting you open files from drive boxes, but I'm sure there's an alternate method available. So I'm Sean Greasley, thank you for listening to another Visual Basic tutorial, and good night.